Hi everyone, welcome. I'm going to do a quick tutorial for someone out of this book. They wanted a little help or ideas for dirt / ground type thing, so I'm going to see if I can help out a little bit with that. For this one, I pulled Jade Summer's Kawaii Horror, and I'm going to do this ground page. Gravestone is the word I'm looking for, tombstone, I suppose. I have colored it once before, but it was years ago, and it is not my favorite, although I do want to finish this one. Look at that sword. Anyways, back on track. But yes, it wasn't my favorite, and the ground is not that great. So we're going to see if we can escalate it some and get some depth and dimension in here. So to start off with, ground dirt like this is similar to how you would do snow. So your darker colors are going to be bottom, light at the top. So I'm going to pick a dirt combination that I think would fit a tombstone type scenario. Let me pull a scratch paper here, because I didn't do this ahead of time. So I'm going to kind of want a darker color. So there's sepia, dark brown, light umber. I don't know if I love that one. Let's go dark brown, chocolate. Let's do that one just because it'll be a little easier to see on camera. So I know this pencil is tiny. I cannot find another one. I know I have another one. I just don't know where I set it. So we're going to have to work with this tiny one for the moment. I am going to pull you in a little closer so you can kind of see what I'm doing, and we'll get started. Okay, sorry about the wiggle. I bumped it. I'm going to push this up a little. Okay. So to start with, I am just going to kind of mark my shadow areas. Sorry about that. I should have sharpened before I started again. So everywhere these little lines are, I'm going to go on the top. I am not going to go on the bottom. I am not tracing the line. I am marking the shadow of it on the other side. Now, if you want to do pastels and put a layer down, or eyeshadow and then put pencil on top of it, that works just as well. And I can show you that as well. So we're just going on top of all the lines. If you are going to do eyeshadow, I probably should have showed you first. You're going to want to put it down first because it will wipe out some of your lines. Same with pastel, but quickly I will just show you. So then you can see this is going to be the top of the dirt. So we're going to make this area light so those stick out. This one right here, this right here. Okay, and then as you kind of fill in your dirt and shadows, depending on how detailed you want to get, obviously there's going to be a shadow here with her knee and under her leg. It's hard to do without turning the paper. So I'm going to put that in. So if you're going to do eyeshadow or pastel, I'm going to do eyeshadow because that's what I have convenient right here. I am going to do the Box of Crayons palette. I found mine at Walmart for $5. I don't know if they still have them. And I'm just going to use a basic Q-tip. I have two perfect shades of brown here. So right where I put in my shadow, and I will fix it with pencil some, so it doesn't have to be perfect. But if you're going to layer with one of these, so you don't have to use pencil or marker for the whole thing, just kind of want to show you how you do that. Any dark areas. So around these flowers will probably be a little darker. Good thing about eyeshadow and pastels is they erase if you accidentally go over, but you still want to be a little careful. Okay, I'm going to go right over where I put this pencil because I'm going to color it some more with pencil anyway. And I'm just going to do this little segment so you don't have to Try to watch me for an hour here. Okay, I'm going to flip my Q-tip around. This is my light color. And you'll see the difference in shaded with pencil and not shaded with pencil. Okay, if you want to add a couple dark spots that aren't added already, you just switch back colors. Just helps everything blend a little smoother. Now, even though this is ground, we still want our blends kind of smooth. Okay, so we're going to focus on this little section right here. And up here by his hand. So that's where the ground is coming out. Alright. I'm going to turn this just a little. Hopefully you can still see. This is my medium color. And this is just going kind of in between the two. Blends it out so there's not such a harsh jump there. And it will look a little weird at first. You have to trust the layers. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is still my medium color, going a little out of order. Okay, and then this is where we'll blend. So we'll start here just so you can kind of see the effect. Now we're going to go a little harder and we're going to burnish blend this out, and then as we get towards our eyeshadow we're going to get very light. Because we don't want to color over all that eyeshadow, we just want to blend in our colors here. Try to get up right against her leg. This is so much easier without a tiny pencil. I'm going to have to get some pencil extenders in my future. Okay, and that's what we're going to do to all the spots. And as you get them worked out a little, you can either add more eyeshadow if you don't like the blend, or if you want to get fancy with it, this is a goldenrod. And you can add a little change of color just to give your dirt some light spots as well. The main part that's going to give your page the effect is where you place your shadows. So we just want to make sure that we're blending all that nicely. So there is kind of how to do that little part. Like I said, if you want a smoother blend, you just take a little more of your eyeshadow and work it all together. Eyeshadow palette keeps closing, just like that, and you will not be able to see the difference in it at all. Just work it together. Now it will take a little patience to work together. You might have to fix a couple spots still where the white shines through depending on your pencils and the paper, but I still think it gives it a neat effect. Kind of dirties it up. The eyeshadow does. Okay, so over here on this side, I'm going to show you just real quickly. Sorry, turning the book. If you want to do pencil, but you don't want to do all that, do the same thing. Put your dark in. We'll just stick to this little section. I keep getting sidetracked, forgetting I'm on video here. Let's see. So we're going to put a little shadow there. Just put in a little shadow. Okay, then we're just going to add a little of this medium. Just a light layer. You don't need a lot. You do need to cover it, but you don't have to blend or burnish it for this. I'm gonna add a little right here, but I'm gonna make sure I do not touch the top because I want my light color there. Okay, so now I'm just kind of adding randomly here. And you will see the effect we're going for. Okay, this one I'm going to do light umber just to show you the color difference. It's kind of not hard to see with these colors, but... And I know this looks like scribbling, but it works. Especially with the ground rough and uneven and not needing a complete smooth surface. Okay, so just adding... I'm sure I have my darker still. I don't want to lose that. And you can always add more after you blend this out the way I show you also. So if it does get kind of wiped away, it's fixable. I'm going to add a little of the light up here to the top of these where I left them white, just to give a little highlight. Just kind of the same I did on that side. Okay, now we're going to take blending solution. If I knew where I set, oh, it's right in front of me. Goodness. This is just Gamsol. Now technically mine is odorless mineral spirits. There we go. I had it backwards. I bought mine in a big jug from Walmart for $10 when you can buy this same size on Walmart for $10. So just a heads up if you're at Walmart, it's way cheaper than buying it off Amazon. I'm going to take a little bit on a Q-tip. I'm not going to drown it. This also does not leave grease marks like baby oil or anything like that if you get too much. So if you do get too much, don't worry, it will dry. And you'll kind of see where you need more pencil, but you're going to just keep blending for now anyway. Blending, blending. Notice we're going upwards, so we're pulling the dark up. Same with this, we're going to pull the dark upwards into the light so we don't lose our light. Okay, so that's how I blend that, and then I just give it a minute to dry. And like I said, if you lost any of your detail or your depth, you can color right over it, and it blends better. You can rub it with your finger and blend it in, which is way easier than scrubbing all your pencil like that. So right now we're just putting in our shadows. If you feel like there should be a shadow and there's not, you just add a couple lines. Blend it in. It is easy to do. The basic thing is playing off the shadows. So we want to make sure we get these little lines so they look separated. Okay, you can even go back in with your light color, and that will lighten that back up for you as well if you lost some of that. So there is two ways I do the ground. I don't, if you have questions, comments, or want to see any other ways or ideas, please let me know and I can work on that for you. Just fixing this a little because it doesn't look as good as I would like. So I'm just adding my own little dirting up the, basically. Just adding some little darker, just like I added these lines up here. I'm just adding my own little streak marks. That looks way better. So yes, questions, comments, let me know. Anything else you would like to see, I will do my best, and I hope to see you next video. Thanks for watching.